guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave. So, I've been doing this little series so far. I started off, this is the Vic-20. Well, I'm playing on an emulator because I had a I have a Vic-20, but it doesn't work. But when I was a kid, I knew people that had a Vic-20, and I was able to play on theirs. But, the people I knew that had a Vic-20 didn't have too many games. And, so the one I have, I've actually picked up a bunch of games, but my Vic-20 doesn't work anymore. In fact, I remember I went to try and do some videos on it, and I plugged it all in, and all I got was a blank screen. So I thought, hey, I still want to check out these games. It's just been a long time, and there's a lot of classic games I realized I never tried on the Vic-20 yet. And there's also a bunch of other games that some people have recommended to me to give it a shot. So let's continue on with some arcade classics. I've done Donkey Kong, I've done Gorf, so let's go to Q*bert. And I know that this game isn't as great as it is on other ports, but it's still fun to check this out. So let's see, we got this opening screen here, got this nice purple and blue. Q*bert, one player game. Yeah, well, I'm going to stick with that. And F1 to start, F3 to change players. So it's just going to be me, so I'm just going to hit the F1. On the, well, I guess I got to pull my window up there first. There we go. Yeah. So, so you can see that nice little black box around Q*bert. Ooh, got hit there. As far as I understand, this was a problem with the way that the Vic draws graphics, or in a sense doesn't draw graphics. Like it doesn't do sprites, from what I understand. I remember watching the 8-bit guy's video a while ago, which was really interesting, where he was talking about the Vic-20 and how different it is from the Commodore 64 and how it uses characters instead of sprites. I don't know, I thought it was kind of interesting. I tried coding when I was a kid. I did basic programming and all that stuff, so I kind of was able to follow along with what he was talking about. But essentially, I get why the Vic-20 has these limits. But this one seems to be really bad. I mean, the fact that Q*bert looks like he's kind of like if you were to take a paper cutout and stick it on the board with still the white around it. Or if you know anything about graphics like JPEGs and stuff, where you can, if you don't have a transparent background, you get a nice white box around your graphic. This is kind of what it reminds me of. And also, that's, the disc there, that's like an arrow. Well, let's see what happens if I take it. Okay, so it just goes right up to the top. I mean, otherwise, it is Q*bert. I mean, it's playing just like Q*bert. Those are the balls there, and it's about to kill me. And then you can kind of make out that snake being, what's his name, Coily or whatever. They all have some funky names. Ooh. I mean, it's not too bad. Like, the graphics are rough on the characters, but the gameplay is, It's kind of like I've always been saying this about Q*bert, and I've played. Whoa! I think I just jumped off the board. I've played Q*bert on a lot of different systems. I've played it on the Atari. I've played it on the Intellivision, ColecoVision. I think I've played it on. I've played it on Nintendo. I've played even the mini arcade. And I always find that no matter what, Q*bert is Q*bert. I mean, it's not just, the only thing that really does change is the graphics. The gameplay is almost the same every time you play it, on every system you play it on. The only thing I could say, being the controller. So if you go to play it on ColecoVision or whatever, you got to deal with that ColecoVision controller. Whereas if you're playing this on a Vic-20, for instance, like I'm doing right now, well, I'm on an emulator, but if I was on my real Vic-20, I'd be using my Atari joystick. Just because I like the control of that. I jumped off. Although I kind of think that Q*bert is a little bit easier playing it on a gamepad. Like even on the PlayStation, I did a Q*bert, which one was it? It was the Q*bert game for the PlayStation I did a while ago. I can't remember if it was PlayStation 1 or 2. Probably PlayStation 1. And I did the Qbert game on there. Oh, I just jumped off. But if you're not really good at Qbert, I don't think it matters. Like this, as you can see, I'm not actually doing too well. It's like you know, Willie from Arcade USA likes to say, you know, you can't play with a darn when it comes to things like Qbert. But that doesn't stop us from playing it. We still like to enjoy it. So far I'm starting to notice there's only the two characters. So there's the red ball, and there's the snake guy. But I don't know, maybe it's because I'm not getting high enough. Oh, there's the purple ball. Okay. Whoa. And it is weird seeing Qbert being purple. Usually Qbert is like red or orange. You know, I guess they wanted to make one of the balls orange, so they didn't want Qbert to be the same color. So they made him purple. The music's not too bad. Oh. It's the viewpoint that makes this game really, you know, nutty. Jeez. What is it? Asymmetric, I think it is. Asymmetric. I always screw it up between isometric and asymmetric. I always forget what the difference is. I know one is I think it's asymmetric that this is. if you know, just throw it in the comments below. I always screw it up. Because there's, you know, a few games with these kind of view, like Congo Bongo, Zaxxon. It's just on that kind of angled view that kind of throws you off. Oh, I am having a hard time on this one. Oh, jeez. And I always thought I was bad at the Atari one, but on the Atari one, like the Atari 2600 one, I usually get to like level 3 before I start doing this bad. So I'm finding this one to be a little challenging. I don't know why. Could also be, like I've said, you know, playing it on a gamepad isn't always the greatest. When you got the D-pad, but I don't know. Like when you play this on the Nintendo, for instance, you're using the Nintendo controller, and but it does give you the option on how you want to set it up in the beginning, as far as do you want to use the corners, or do you want to, you know, push left or right or whatever. It gives you some options on the controls. Okay, I made it to round 3. I'm not seeing that area where you have to kind of go twice on a block. I wonder if they did that for this. What happened? Did I just die? Oh, looks like another character entered in there and killed me. Huh. Gotta make use of these discs. It's weird, he just leaves the screen like that. I don't know if there's again, you know, I don't know if this is a problem with my emulator and why, if it's supposed to only show like the screen like this. If you look at the bottom there, it looks like it's getting cut off. I don't know if that's intentional, or if that's how it was in the original, or I don't know. It's kind of weird. I mean, the color scheme's okay. Like I said, it's Vic-20, so they didn't, you know, they kind of had to work with what the system could do. Okay, I made it back to round 3. Yes, there's that other guy. Okay, so there is the extra character. This one actually might have more characters than the Atari 2600 one does. Oh, jeez. And I just keep getting to that 3rd level and dying. And it's only round 3, so it's still level 1. So I guess this just keeps going and going and going and going. But yeah, I mean, it's okay. Like I said, the graphics, yeah, it's kind of weird seeing that black box around your characters. I don't know. You can see that it says target there. I can't remember. I guess that's... I don't know what that is. I guess that's what you're going for. So maybe if you get higher, maybe if you get to the level 2, But I'm struggling to get to level 3, or round 3 anyway, so maybe when you get to level 2, then it goes to the changes where you have to hit the blocks twice or something. I don't know. It's interesting. And it's weird seeing it on this kind of small scale like this. But, well, whatever. It still feels like playing Q*bert. I think it's okay. Yeah, those spinning discs, I don't know why they had to go with triangles. It almost looks like they had to go with like a portion of a block to create that. I don't know. Maybe that's a character. Whatever. I don't know. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think of Q*bert on the Vic-20. Did you have this one? Have you played this one? And I always like to know what your favorite version of Q*bert is, because, you know, you always play these on multiple systems. You play it on Nintendo, you play it on the arcade, you play it on the Sega, you can play this game on everything. Game Boy. What's your favorite Q*bert? Anyways, hope you liked the video. Hope you subscribe. Talk to you later.